Hello, and welcome back to this series of videos on corpus linguistics. So, as promised, today is the big day, right? Today we'll compile and analyze our first corpus. And as you can see from the title, we'll generate frequency lists. So, we'll see which words are the most and the least frequent in our corpus and rank them by frequency. Then, we'll generate concordance lines and we'll see what those are. And finally, we'll look for collocations in the corpus. So, we'll see which words collocate with which in the corpus that we'll compile. Okay, now first of all, please make sure to download AntConc. If you haven't done so already, the link is in the description down below, and make sure to download it so that you can follow the steps that will be shown in the video. Okay, now before thinking about compiling a corpus or choosing already available corpus, please make sure to think carefully about your research objectives, right? So why are you interested in compiling or using a corpus? So think about these carefully so that you can decide on the best corpus design that suits your research objectives, right? And then, since you're going to collect the data, then you need to think where to collect the data from. So should you go outside and interview people? Should you collect online data from websites? Then you need to think about copyright issues and stuff related to data collection. And finally, since the data will be stored in an electronic format, then obviously you need to think about formatting. So would you save your text in a Word documents file, in a plain TXT file, PDF file? We'll see that as we move along in the video. Okay, for the sake of this video, the corpus that I chose to compile will be a collection of news articles taken from the BBC News website. So let's call it the BBC News corpus, okay? Although it's not really a corpus because it will not contain a large amount of words, but it's only for illustration purposes, okay? Now, the obvious thing to do is to click on an article, right? And you'll get something like this. So why am I showing you this? Well, because of this annoying thing, right? I'm sure that you have already experienced this. In some websites, when you select the text that you are interested in, well, other text get selected as well, and sometimes also images. Now, in order to avoid this, allow me to introduce you to this tool, Just Text Demo. Again, the link is in the description down below. Now, what this tool does is that it cleans the website. Okay, so all what you have left is the plain text, and all sorts of navigation links, headers, HTML codes, images, etc. will be removed. Okay, now, and it's easy, really easy to use. All you have to do is copy the link of the article that you are interested in, paste this in the URL box, check English as language if the text is in English, and finally click on send or envoyer because I have it in French, and you'll get something like this. So you'll get some text over pink reddish color, and you'll get some text over green color. Now, the text that is over pink color are basically entries that have nothing to do with the article. So homepage, accessibility links, skip to content, etc. We're not really interested in those. Rather, we are interested in the text over green. So that is the article. Now, in order to hide these, all you have to do is click on hide boilerplate, and would you look at that, you're left with the article only. And at this stage, you can copy it safely, right, without any uninvited interventions from other texts. Okay, so copy the whole thing, paste it, and there you have it. Your first text for the corpus, right? Well, not so fast. At this stage, we have our first decision to make as corpus builders, okay? Welcome aboard, right? Now, the decision is the following. Should we include these titles in our corpus or not? So take a second, pause the video, and think about this question. So should you include titles in the corpus or not? And I'll continue the video in 3, 2, and 1. Well, to answer the question, I can't really tell you what to do because it will all depend on your research objectives and your corpus design. If you think that titles should be part of your corpus, then by all means leave them. If you think that they are not really relevant, then you can do without them. But for the sake of this video, since I won't be able to collect large amounts of words, I chose to keep them to have as many words as possible. But this is only for illustration purposes, right? Including them or excluding them will depend on your research objectives and your corpus design. Okay, so create a folder, name it for instance My Corpus or BBC News Corpus, just for the sake of organization, and create a plain txt file, right? And paste the text there. And when you save it, please make sure to check the encoding, make sure that it is UTF-8. Now, why is this? There are a bunch of reasons, but mainly because UTF-8 encoding reads all languages. So whether your corpus is in French, Spanish, Arabic, etc., saving the file with the encoding of UTF-8 will make the text readable, okay? And also, make sure to save your data in a plain txt file, again with the formatting of UTF-8, because that will make it readable in AntConc. Make sure to not miss that. Okay, so there you have it. You have saved your first text for the corpus. Congratulations. Now all what you have to do is repeat this separation for about 20-30 times so that you can have at least a couple thousands of words, right? For myself, I compiled 25 different articles, right? And this is a baby corpus, if you like. This is my humble corpus for the video. So make sure to do that, please. Collect 20 to 30 articles, save them in the folder, right? And I will continue the video in 3, 2, and 1. So at this stage, our corpus is ready, and all what we have to do is open AntConc, which will be our software in which we will do our corpus analysis. So in order to load the corpus, go to File, click on Open File, then select the files that you have saved. Now, for those of you who like shortcuts, you can hold the Control button and click on A, and all of the text will be selected, okay? Just trying to make your life easier. Anyway, do that, and as you can see to the left, the corpus is now loaded and ready to go. So now let us start with our first task, which is to generate a frequency list and rank the words from the most frequent one to the least frequent one. And also we'd like to see the number of words that our corpus is made of. So in order to do that, go to Word List tool, right? Click on Start, and as you can see, you have a list of word frequencies. So the most frequent word in this corpus is the word the, which occurred 1145 times. The second most frequent word is to, which occurred 625 times, and so on. You will also notice word tokens, which are 20,772 words. So word tokens, in other words, are the number of words that our corpus is made of, okay? So our corpus is made of 20,772 words, which is barely a baby corpus, if you like, right? It's really small, but again, it's only for illustration purposes. Now, notice to the left of word tokens, we have word types, and they are 3,598 word types. So what are word tokens and what are word types? Try to guess just by looking at the numbers, and I'll continue the video in 3, 2, and 1. So, tokens, otherwise known as running words, are the total number of words in the corpus. So, every single instance of a word in the corpus is basically a token. Types, on the other hand, are the number of distinct words in the corpus. So, for example, the word the is a type which has 1,145 tokens. The word to is a type which has 625 tokens. So these are key terminology in corpus linguistics, and make sure to keep them in mind, okay? What else can we notice from the list? Well, notice that the most frequent words in our corpus are basically function words. So as you can see, there are determiners, prepositions, conjunctions, linking verbs, and there isn't a single content or lexical word. And this will actually continue until the 17th word, which is the first content word to show up, and which is people. So the 16 most frequent words are basically function words, and this is not something surprising really, because in all corpora, the most frequent words are always function words, and it makes sense, right? Because function words are used in almost every single sentence. So unlike content words that carry sort of distinct conceptual meanings, so they will not be used as much, unlike function words, which are used almost all the time, right? Okay, so considering the first tag, I think we've done pretty good, right? We deserve a round of applause. Ah, come on, you deserve one. All right. So this is concerning the first task. Now to the second task, which is looking at how these words are used in context, otherwise known as concordance lines. So we'll generate concordance lines. Now, in order to do that, pick a word. Let's pick, for instance, or let's say with people in this example, and all you have to do is click on the keyword, for instance, people, and you'll get the following. So as you can see, the word people is displayed in context, and this is what corpus linguistics is really all about. It's about looking at the evidence, it's about looking at language use instead of making speculations or simply following intuitions, okay? So, as I said, you can either click on the keyword in the word list tool and you'll get the following results, or you can click on concordance, type in the keyword in the search term box, click on start, and you'll get the same results. Okay, so there are a lot of interesting things to notice here. You'll notice that the keyword is displayed with context to its right and to its left, and that is what we are really interested in. And as you can also notice, to the right of the screen, you'll find file. So each concordance line is matched with the file that contains that line, right? And perhaps the context is not wide enough for you. Perhaps you'd like to expand the context to the right and to the left of the keyword. Now, in order to do that, all you have to do is change the search window size. So you can expand it or increase it to, say, 100 characters, and you'll get something like this. So as you can see, the context is now wider and therefore richer in information. So you can see more clearly how the keyword is actually used within a sentence, right? Or within two sentences. What else? You'd also notice that the words to the right of people are actually highlighted. And if you pay close attention, the first words to the right of people are ranked alphabetically. Now, that is because of these guys right here. So you see level 1 is 1R, which means one word to the right. Level 2 is 2R, which means two words to the right, and again, 3 words to the right. Now, you can modify these. If you're, for instance, you're interested in words to the left of people and not to the right, then you can simply change R by L, and the word to the left of people will be highlighted, okay? If for some reason you're not interested in highlighting or sorting any words either to the right or to the left alphabetically, then all you have to do is disable these parameters and you'll get something like this. So only the keyword is highlighted and the rest is not. But I recommend to highlight at least rank either the words to the right or to the left alphabetically so that you can notice some patterns. Okay, so that it makes the corpus analysis easier. So if you look at the 6th line up until the 15th line, yeah, you'll notice that the word people is used with the present continuous a lot. So as you can see, the people are dying, people are going, people are passing, people are struggling, people are touching. So you can notice some patterns in your corpus, right? It's a lot easier to notice them when you sort the words alphabetically than to have them randomized as this. Okay. Now, whatever you do, if you want to save the results, sorry, all you have to do is go to File, click on Save Output, and there you have it. Your concordance lines will be now saved, so that even though you close AntConc, you can still do some extra analysis. Okay. You know what time it is. We have now finished the second task, and yeah, another round of applause. Okay, now to the last task, which is to look for collocations. Now, in order to do that, go to the Collocates tool and type in the keyword in the search term box. Let's stay with people, and click on Start, and the software or AntConc will give you the words that collocates the most with people. But before doing that, you may wish to modify these parameters. So you may wish to modify the window span, that is the words that collocates either to the left or to the right of people. the default setting is 5 words to the left and 5 words to the right. So for example, if you're not interested in the collocations or the collocates that occur to the left of people, then you can change 5L to 0 and you will be left with only the collocates that occur to the right of people. Now for this video I chose 0 words to the left and 3 words to the right. Okay, but you can modify that. You can experiment and see what sort of collocations you get. Another thing you may wish to modify is the minimum collocate frequency. Okay, so if you expand it, for example, if you increase this to 3, then the software will show you only the words that occur with people at least 3 times, so that you can avoid words that collocate with the word purely by chance. Okay, so for this video I chose a minimum collocate frequency of 3, since the corpus is not really that big. So just quick reminder, I chose 0 words to the left and up to 3 words to the right, and a minimum collocate frequency of 3. Okay, then click on start and you'll get something like this. And here you can notice some pretty interesting things. Well, unfortunately, the words that collocate the most with people in this corpus are died and dying. Well, you can guess why. But notice that the word dying occurs only 3 times with people, yet it is ranked second, while if you notice the 9th word, which is have, occurs 22 times with people, yet it is ranked 9th. Now, why is that? Well, the reason is because the default setting in AntConc is to rank the collocates by statistic, and the statistic that is used is known as MI score, or mutual information score. So what is mutual information score? It's an association measure. So what it does is that it highlights exclusivity of a collocates, right? So it shows you the words that are exclusive to the keyword that you are looking for. So the reason why dying is ranked second with only 3 instances, while the word have with 22 instances is ranked 9th, is because the word dying is exclusive and strongly associated with people. Unlike have, that even though it occurred 22 times to the right of people, it also occurred with other words. So it's not exclusive to the word people, right? So this is what mutual information does, is that it highlights exclusivity. And the more exclusive the words are, the higher the MI score. Okay, and we'll talk more about statistical measures when we talk about statistics in corpus linguistics. Okay, now if for some reason you want to rank these by frequency and not by MI score or any statistical measure, you can change this setting, right, from sort by statistic to sort by frequency, and you'll get something like this. So as you can see, and now the first ranked word is to, which occurred 27 times to the right of people, and then the second one is have, and so on. Okay, now let us go back to the word list tool and look for the second content word that you have in your corpus. In this corpus, well, to nobody's surprise, the second most frequent word is coronavirus, right? Anyway, now pause the video at this stage and try to do the following. Try to look for the collocates of the second most frequent word or content word that you have in your corpus. Okay, do that, and I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to do it, and we'll see an extra thing after this. Okay, again, I'll continue the video in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so I'm sure that you have already guessed what to do. We go to the Collocates tool, type in coronavirus, or the second content word that you have in the search term box. Notice that I've kept the parameters the same way that I used with people. And here you can notice some pretty interesting collocates of the word coronavirus. So as you can see, the first ranked collocate is spreads. Makes sense, right? The second one is outbreak. Third one is pandemic. Then we have case, whereas patients, symptoms, cases, and these make sense, right? So these are words that you expect to occur next to coronavirus, right? And yeah, this is because they are ranked by statistic and not by frequency. So notice that the word spreads occurs only 3 times with the word coronavirus, yet it is ranked first, while the word outbreak occurs 5 times, yet it is ranked second. So You know why that is. Now, let's do further analysis and see how the collocation, for example, coronavirus outbreak, occurs in context. Now, how would you do that? Yeah, I'm sure that you'll know it. Yeah, exactly. You'll click on outbreak and you'll get something like this. So as you can see, every single instance of the collocation coronavirus outbreak is given in the concordance tool. Okay, so we have concordance lines of every single instance of the collocation coronavirus. Okay, you know what time it is, but this time give yourself a round of applause and a pat on the back. Right? Well, since we are alone in this social distancing thing, perhaps you don't have somebody to pat your back, so you deserve to do it by yourself. Anyway, enough with the jokes. If you've made it this far in the video, I am pleased to tell you that I have a bonus for you, okay? I'm going to show you a really cool hack that I think you'll enjoy quite a lot. Okay, let's go back to the concordance tool, right? And look for the word report. So as you can see, these are all of the instances of the word report in the corpus. But perhaps you'd like to see other word forms of the word report. So perhaps you'd like to display all of the results of the forms report, reports, reporting, report, reported, reporter, etc. So how to do that instead of looking for every single word form by itself? Well, you can do that by using this wildcard that AntConc provides. So type in the keyword or the root form of the word, right? And immediately to its right, type an asterisk. What this asterisk stands for is basically any number of characters. So any number of characters attached to report will show in the results. Okay, so do that. Type this in the search term box. Basically, you can do that with any word, not only with report. Anyway, do that with the search term, in the search term box. And oh my God, would you look at that? You have all of the word forms, all word forms of the word report shown in the concordance tool. Okay, this is something really interesting, don't you think? Yeah. Perhaps you'll have more fun carry on linguistic investigation with this wildcard in mind, right? Okay, so this brings us to the end of the video. If you are interested in learning more about AntConc, I'll leave in the description the tutorial provided by the man himself, Lawrence Anthony, right? So you can learn more about the different AntConc tools and different sorts of analysis that you can do with AntConc. And yeah, just think that all of this is provided for free, right? So Lawrence Anthony created this software and distributed it for free so that anybody can use it. And I hope that you appreciate what a tremendous gift that is, right? Anyway, so this is the end of the video. If you have, as always, if you have any questions, any comments, any suggestions, please make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. And I hope that you have learned something new, and I hope that you see that this is quite fun field, right? Quite interesting field. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.